Hello and welcome again. This is Roofamonger, and today we'll be going through the Valkyrie class, so a little walkthrough of the class. We'll be going over their basic attacks, some of their more special properties, and compared to most of the classes, this class definitely has a lot more going on for it than the other ones. So with that said, let's just go through the basics. Alright, so let's just start with the basic attack now. So the Valkyrie has 3 basic attack strings. They are light attack, light attack, light attack, light attack, light attack, heavy attack, and finally heavy attack starter, light attack, light attack. Now there's a bit more going on to it than just the basics what you see here. So any string that has a light attack as an ender, so that's either the light attack, light attack, light attack string or the heavy light light. If you do a light attack from the sides, as you see there when they bash them with the shield, it actually causes a blind effect. So that will be an obfuscation. They will not be able to see your inputs. Another thing to note, any light attack starter, be it top, left, or right, actually has the superior block property. As you can see here, the shield will glow bright gold for 1 moment. And so if that will hit an attack during hit an opponent's attack during your startup, you'll actually automatically block their attack and get guaranteed damage going into your strings. That said, the next set of basic attacks are the dodge attacks, of which the Valkyrie has 3. Now when we dodge, the shield glows. We'll go into that in a little more detail in a moment. But for now, the Valkyrie has a dodging forward attack. Straight out of Troy, if you've ever seen that movie. And also dodging attacks from left and right. And keep in mind, these are both chain starters. So you can go right into your 3-hit light attack string from that. As witnessed here. Alright, now let's go on to the next step. Alright, so next up we're going to be going over the shieldcrush and the spear sweep. So the shieldcrush can be performed 2 different ways. You can either do it after a heavy attack by hitting the guard break button, or you can actually cancel the startup of your heavy attack into it. So if you do it that way, they will see the attack indicator of your heavy attack, but then it'll be fainted into the shieldcrush. So it's a good way to get them to not dodge side to side, as it is a linear move. Now next up is the sweep, and actually the first way to do the sweep is off the shieldcrush itself. So we're going to do shieldcrush, and there into the sweep. So you perform the sweep by hitting down on your movement, not on your indicator, your aiming indicator, and then heavy attack. And after a sweep, a top heavy attack is guaranteed. They cannot avoid in any way, shape, or form. So that is the first way to do the sweep. The second way is off any basic attack chain. So you can go light attack, light attack, light attack. And the sweep will replace the ender of any chain. So say we do the same chain. So light attack, sweep. Conversely, you can go heavy attack, light attack, sweep. The third way to get your sweep is actually off the guard crush, which is guard crush, headbutt, which we'll talk about in a second, sweep. So once again, anytime you sweep, you have a guaranteed top-heavy follow-up. Now, the sweep is dodgeable, so you just can't do it mindlessly, just so you know. But it's a very powerful tool of the Valkyrie, and probably the defining move in the end, as this a hard knockdown, other classes really don't get that. Now, to briefly touch back on that headbutt. So the headbutt is a follow-up after the guard break by hitting the guard break button again. So it's good for moving them around and building them around, you see. And also, if you take a look at the stamina, it actually takes a giant chunk of their stamina. And this move is also holdable, as you see there, so it moves them twice as far and applies the dizzy effect. Now this move, while you see there, also, once again, really good for getting interactables. That was a wall bounce. It can never actually break their stamina, but it is really good for bullying people around after a guard break. Now all that said, so you can go for the sweep, headbutt, sweep, guaranteed top heavy. But that's a lot of stamina, and the Valkyrie actually gets a guaranteed top heavy after the guard break anyways. So in the end, if you have the guard break, it's a bit better to go for that, unless you're pushing around to get an interactable or a ring out. Alright, now let's go on to the next section. Alright, so next up we're going to be talking about the dodge counter and the shield tackle, which is a different move than the shield crush. But first up, the dodge parry, or dodge counter rather. So as here, as we saw earlier in the video, when you dodge side to side, the shield's glowing. Also when you dodge forward. So if you dodge into a character's attack, which is counterintuitive, I know, but if you dodge into their attack at the right moment, you will get a free counter move, which you can follow up with a normal dashing attack. Or they actually have a unique counter-only move, which does a bleed effect, and we're just going to splice in some footage here to show you how it works. Alright, so that's how that works. And also keep in mind, check another video I have here. I'll put it at the end of the video. There's an option select, so you can always get better of 2 options when you go for a dodge. So make sure to check that out. Now, as for the shield tackle, what you do here is you hit backwards dodge and then your guard break button. And see here, we assume a nice little stance. So while you're in the stance, it's just like the Warlord or the Conqueror. You will actually block all attacks from any given side while you're in the stance, but your stamina bar is constantly draining while you're going forward. So if you let go, just let go of your guard break button after this, you'll go for a shield tackle, and it's a knockdown. So let's say we do this, we get the knockdown, and we go for our leaping pounce, which is guaranteed damage. So there's multiple things you can do from here. So say you don't hold it, it'll just be a quick little bounce. You will only get that full block stance for a brief second. More than likely, you won't be able to get much off it. And you can also hold it, let go, and counter into that jumping pounce move as well as a fake out. Now, the final part, it says you're supposed to be able to let go and cancel this into a guard break in the movement listing. I myself, and I've actually talked to many other people, no one I know can personally do this, and the move may be bugged, sad to say. Because that would be the perfect end for the 50-50, because that is a linear move so that they can dodge it, and if you could cancel it into the guard break, then you can catch the dodge. So as it stands, I think the move is currently broken, but I'm not 100% sure. So anyways, we're just going to move in our final sections and mention an unlisted move the character has. Alright, so this is our video in summation. So first, I did want to mention the unlisted move. You will not find this anywhere in the start menu guide here, or the moveset. It won't be anywhere here. But like the Raider and the Kensei, the 2 Vanguard classes, the Valkyrie also has a dodge forward into guard break. As you can see there. So it's not listed, but that is a very big deal. As once again, you do a guard break, you get a guaranteed top heavy attack, which you can then follow up, with a shieldcrush, or a light chain, or maybe if they're on defense, just follow up with another guard break. But so keep that in mind, they do have a dashing forward guard break, just like the Raider and the Kensei. Now, in the final summation, I just want to say, so the Valkyrie is very much a toolbox character. It has a lot more options than pretty much any other class in the game, really. Only really the Nobushi comes close besides the Valkyrie. But they do pay the price. Their light attacks simply do less damage than everyone else. Their heavy attacks, same deal. They only do more heavy attack damage than the Conqueror, but they don't have the wind-up bonus the Conqueror does. So you have a large toolbox, which is fantastic, but the damage is a bit lower than everyone else. Now, actually, as of the time of this recording, we just learned there actually is a patch coming up for the Valkyrie, which will be changing some of the properties. We don't know everything in full. So hopefully the damage will get up a little bit. But don't get me wrong, this is a fantastic class, and it's very, very fun to play. It's very rewarding when you get your shield counters. It's very fun just to bully people around with the sweep and get your free guaranteed damage off of it. And the aesthetic's just super cool. Anyways, I hope you found this guide very helpful, and once again, go out and fight for honor.